What is up, our Metal Forge brethren? Welcome to Metal Forge Reviews, where you can get the most out of your metal releases. Today, I'm reviewing Moonspell's latest progressive gothic metal album, Hermitage. What did you think of the record? Let me know in the comments. If you like metal reviews like these, hit that like and subscribe button so that you never miss a video. Pink Floyd vibes, spooky and spellbinding atmospheres. Let's get into my thoughts on Hermitage. Starting with the bio, Moonspell has nearly a 30-year music career, forming in 1992 and releasing their first EP, Under the Moonspell, in 1994. Their debut album, Wolfheart, put them on the map as one of the biggest metal bands in metal and one of the biggest metal bands out of Portugal. Wolfheart was considered more of a black metal release, while their follow-up in 1996, Irreligious, solidified their status in the gothic metal world. Since 1992, they've released 12 full-length records, including the 2021 full-length Hermitage. The signing of Moonspell into the Napalm Records roster in 2011 was a massive leap forward for the band, where they continue to trend into more gothic music territory. Hermitage is a wonderfully constructed record, stripped down to what the band originally intended, with gothic vibes compared to their previous releases, 1755 or Extinct. Under atmosphere and vibe, Moonspell's frontman released a statement saying that the band has entered the final years of their career as musicians. The winter of their lifetime, he says. The frontman's foreboding statement, which preludes the end of the band is in focus, is brilliantly realized in the atmosphere and vibe of Hermitage. The songs are somber, melodic, very, very catchy, and full of melancholy, almost as if to fully realize the swan song efforts of the music is procedurally portrayed to the listener. The goth metal titans have put together something wonderfully complex in the experiments and take a massive step forward in their sound beyond simple rich keyboard layers alongside somber power chord passages. The vocals are emotive and strike with deliberate character. Guitar riffs and leads weave perfectly and tug at the heartstrings of the listener. Drums have a push and pull with intensity, and the background sonic elements add a ton of character. I'm gonna give atmosphere and vibe on this record totally nailed, 4 out of 5. For composition, the arrangements on Hermitage vary from Pink Floyd's spoken word moody passages to blistering heavy, chunky sections with harsh vocals.
Break from the ordinary, do what's necessary, pray.
Conceptually, given the twilight hour of the band, the composition is fully realized in a way that the listener can fully feel the weight of what this band has been working towards their entire musical career. From gothic metal vibes to elements of progressive rock, everything here is orchestrated to alarming precision. The album flows seamlessly between melodic instrumental sections with delicate drumming to powerful, beefy sections with massive vocals and guitars. Everything has purpose. The mastery is staggering to me, being a musician. It's hard for me to comment on how they could improve the album composition. Nothing feels too long or short. It's all perfectly realized and executed and gets better every listen for me. I'm gonna give composition 5 out of 5. For album artwork and themes, the choice to call the album Hermitage is an interesting one, as it's such a singular and lonely word. The word in itself, and the modern world especially, reminds me of the isolation everyone has been feeling in the wake of the pandemic. Lyrically, the album deals with leaving all aspects of the modern world behind, that all we really have at the end of existence is our humanity. This concept is nothing new or groundbreaking, but ultimately it is a concept that is extremely terrifying and appropriate at this current time. time. Ultimately though, the album is dealing with the realization that the narcissistic reality of the individual is the center of existence is actually quite the contrary. The universe does not care about you. Life moves on whether we're involved or not. The album artwork nails this concept with the lone figure, leaving the dark dwelling behind. It's subtle, but I love the circular shape of the landscape in the album art too. It gives the perspective of the vastness of our immediate world, and that beyond is even more infinite. I'm gonna give the concept, lyrics, and themes on artwork 3.5 out of 5. My favorite thing to talk about, production. The production on Hermitage is easily one of my favorite album productions of 2021 so far. Everything has its own space in the mix, and despite the band claiming their approach to be far more stripped down, there's plenty of ear candy in the background beyond just guitars, bass, drums, and vocals. There's beautiful piano leads, guitar textures, subtle percussion work, backing vocals that support everything that the compositions that the band has carefully constructed in Hermitage. The dynamics on this record are extremely impressive as well. Drums don't feel fake or exhausting to listen to compared to other modern records. The guitars aren't oversaturated with a ton of gain. The bass growls with grit and warmth. The vocals are expressive, emotional, and weighty with the music. There was a lot of balance in the production of Hermitage, and the production was totally nailed. Tons of ear candy all over the stereo field. Absolutely loved it. 5 out of 5 for production. I polled you guys on what you thought about the record. 18% of you thought it was a 5 out of 5 record. 24% thought it was a 4 out of 5 record. 33% thought it was good, 3 out of 5. 9% thought it needs work. 15% of you didn't really like the record. Seems like overall we're in the 5 out of 5 to 3 out of 5 range. Maybe a 4 or a 3.5 or something out of the community rating is probably good. But let's get to my rating. I went into this album with low expectations and came out very surprised. I do think if they were to decide to never release another record after Hermitage, this is an absolutely fantastic record to go out on. That's a final score of 4 out of 5 for me. If you dig gothic metal with dreary atmosphere and dark classic rock vibes, this album is essential listening if you dig the gothic metal genre. What did you think of the album? Are you gonna check this record out? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Go with the gods, Metal Forge brethren. Catch you next time in the Wastelands.